We discuss what went wrong for Arsenal in the matches against West Ham United and Nottingham Forest, while Mikel Arteta sets return timelines for Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. Stay tuned, this is all the latest Arsenal news with Now Arsenal. First things first, while Mikel Arteta defiantly said in his post-match interview that Arsenal will fight for the title until it is mathematically impossible, 13 points, even with a game in hand, just seems too much, especially when Liverpool have dropped 15 points all season. Arsenal have dropped 5 points in their last 2 games and may now be looking over their shoulders with Manchester City just 7 points behind them. It's not a foregone conclusion that Arsenal will finish second, and there are some tough fixtures for the Gunners between now and the end of the season. If Arteta truly believes that Arsenal can still push Liverpool all the way, one of the problems he will have to solve between now and the end of the season is how to get behind teams that sit deep. That was clearly a problem against West Ham on Saturday and also against Nottingham Forest at the City Ground in midweek, 2 games in which the Gunners dropped 5 points. The equation is simple: Arsenal get close to their opponent's box and don't have many runners thereafter. As Leandro Trossard receives the ball wide up against Nottingham Forest back 4, there are only 3 Arsenal players attempting to pin the defence back. The Belgian doesn't have many options. He can try and knock it down the line for Ricardo Calafiori, but there aren't enough attackers flooding the Nottingham Forest box. He doesn't have much choice but to go back inside and look for someone in the middle. Mikel Merino has been deployed up front, but the Spaniard had dropped out of the attack to link up. When that happened, someone had to replace him to ensure there was always someone to keep the Forest defence back. It's understandable that Arsenal's attack is not as effective without natural forwards like Saka and Martinelli, but when you're chasing the game and trying to keep the pressure on in a title race, the intent should still be there. There was another key moment in the game when Ethan Nwaneri was managing to find himself between Mikalenkovic and Ola Aina. Arsenal had overloaded one side of the pitch with Trossard, Merino and Calafiori all in one area. When the ball was played through to Nwaneri, he beat 2 defenders to get into the Nottingham Forest box. If Arsenal can't put men in against Nottingham Forest backline, they can at least overload a zone like this and get another player in behind. Yes, it's well known that Forest have one of the toughest defences in the league, and while some of Arsenal's approach play was good, it just wasn't penetrating enough. Of course, with Saka and Martinelli back in the side, Arsenal's game will be much smoother and more effective, but fans will have to wait a little longer for that to happen. In his post-match press conference following the draw at the City Ground, Arteta confirmed that neither Saka nor Martinelli are expected to return before the international break in March. As a result, the attacking duo will miss both legs of Arsenal's Champions League last 16 tie against PSV Eindhoven, as well as crucial Premier League fixtures against Chelsea and Manchester United. Arteta hopes they will be fit to return after the break, with Arsenal set to host Fulham at the Emirates on April 1st. They're evolving well, but they're still a bit far, Arteta said. Let's see how they progress over the next few weeks. They've been out for a long time, so we'll need to integrate them gradually. With Arsenal already out of the FA Cup, the club will have a free weekend following the international fixtures, giving their returning players additional time to regain match fitness before the Fulham clash. It's about what we can do, Arteta said. We dropped 2 points today, which is very painful, but we have to step up. We have the Champions League, a beautiful competition ahead of us, and we must be ready for Tuesday. The other thing that was very apparent in the 2 games against West Ham and Forest was the lack of a natural creative force in the absence of Saka and Martinelli. The usual suspect in this regard, Martin Odegaard, is currently in one of his worst forms since arriving at the Emirates, making Arsenal's task even more difficult. So with this in mind, the management should look for someone on the market who is heavyweight, champion in his blood, and Joshua Kimmich is definitely a name that commands respect. Just a few weeks ago, his continuation with Bayern was only a matter of time, but the Bavarians have reportedly rescinded their contract offer, raising uncertainty over the midfielder's future at the club. The 30-year-old remains a key figure under Vincent Kompany, but now faces the possibility of leaving the Allianz Arena as a free agent this summer. Despite initial optimism that a deal was imminent, especially after reports suggested Kimmich had decided to stay, Bayern have now reversed course. The club were expected to improve their offer pending the player's response, but according to Bild, the offer has now been withdrawn due to Kimmich's hesitation. The Bavarians have been active in securing the futures of key members of their squad, recently agreeing terms with Jamal Musiala and Alphonso Davies. However, Kimmich's situation remains unresolved, potentially opening the door to an exit when his contract expires in 2025. Arsenal are reportedly among the clubs closely monitoring Kimmich's situation, with Mikel Arteta keen to strengthen his midfield. With Thomas Partey and Jorginho expected to leave the club when their contracts expire in June, Kimmich's experience and versatility could provide the Gunners with a significant boost. A move to the Emirates would not only strengthen Arsenal's midfield but also improve their ability to control possession and dictate the tempo of the game. Kimmich's precise passing and tactical intelligence would be invaluable in Arteta's system, potentially saving the club a hefty fee while allowing them to invest in other areas. Last summer, Kimmich reportedly identified Arsenal, Liverpool and Manchester City as potential destinations should he decide to leave Bayern. However, the player remains focused on Bayern for now. The situation is absolutely clear. I have a contract with Bayern until 2025, so it's not mainly up to me to be active right now. After that, there will be a conversation. A highly rated number 6 who can also operate at right back, Kimmich has made 426 appearances for the Bavarians, cementing his status as one of Europe's elite midfielders. However, contract talks have now stalled. Top clubs across the continent will be on high alert for a potential move. And to end today's video on a positive note for the future, there is one surprise name that has recently appeared on Arsenal's radar: Southampton youngster Tyler Dibbling. According to former Manchester United and Tottenham scout Mick Brown via Football Insider, the 19-year-old forward is certain to leave the Saints if they're relegated at the end of a turbulent campaign. Dibbling, who has enjoyed an outstanding individual season despite Southampton's struggles, is attracting interest from a number of top clubs. A fee in the region of £25 million could reportedly be enough to persuade Southampton to part with the talented winger, making it one of their most lucrative sales since Virgil van Dijk joined Liverpool in 2018. Dibbling has already sparked speculation about a move to Arsenal after engaging with Gunners youngster Ethan Nwaneri on Instagram. The teenager left a red heart emoji on Nwaneri's post celebrating his first Premier League start and Arsenal's 3-1 victory over Brentford in January, prompting calls from fans urging him to join the North London club. Seen as a potential understudy to Saka, Dibbling's signing could provide Arsenal with long-term depth on the flanks. His youth, combined with Arteta's reputation for developing emerging talent, could make him a shrewd addition to the squad. Manchester United are also reportedly monitoring the highly rated winger, with speculation of a £21 million bid surfacing last month. When questioned about United's interest, former Southampton manager Russell Martin dismissed the figure, joking, "I'm not sure you'll get his left foot for that." With the summer transfer window approaching, Arsenal's recruitment plans are beginning to take shape and Dibbling's name is one to watch as the club prepares for a crucial period of rebuilding. And with all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe to Now Arsenal and check more information on our media channels, the NowArsenal.com website, and our socials across Instagram, Twitter and Facebook you can find in the description below. Thank you for watching and see you on the next video when we bring you more news on Arsenal Football Club.